Hey, how you doing? Welcome to another episode of Technology Tuesday. I'm your host, Greg Russell, here with my good friend, Mr. Jerry Franklin Poe. Good to see you. I'm excited about today's show. We have some exciting things to share. Jerry, I'm excited about today's episode and the things we're sharing, and I haven't think I've been this excited about something in a very long time. So technology is always changing. There's always things, and today I'm going to share something with you guys that I know will benefit you in the very near future. With that, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. And if you are, uh, let us know where you are in the comments. Go ahead, let us know what city you're in, where you're tuning in from. And if you're catching us on replay, hashtag replay. And with that, we are not going to wait another second. We're going to dive in right now.
All right, folks, you know what time it is. Technology Tuesday. We are here every week, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, giving you the practical knowledge, practical applications, so you have practical solutions for your business. And I know Greg was in the lab this week and he's dug up something, discovered some gems, some jewels, shared it with me earlier. Probably yesterday, I got a chance to look at it and I was like, wow, man, this is some fantastic stuff. So I was excited to see this episode or do this episode to get this out to the folks so they can see how we can start to create some content over the last I guess it's been probably about maybe 2 years now that the AI conversation, maybe two and a half, at least 2 years, I would say the AI conversation has been growing and growing and growing, and AI is like the top of mind awareness for everybody. Even folks that didn't know how to spell AI a couple years ago is now talking about AI. Uh, so it's like you got some of the boomers and that talking about AI nowadays. So Greg has discovered something, and the reason why I say this AI is top mind awareness is because a lot of people are talking about it as it's become more and more popular. That when things become more and more popular, it doesn't mean everybody's using it properly, and that's the major challenge. Sometimes folks tap into AI, and then you can tell that they're using AI because they don't know how to use the AI the way AI is really being designed to use. It's
Yeah.
not something that's being used to supplement your intelligence, but as a support system for what you need to do rather than to replace you. So a lot of people are like, oh, AI is going to replace me. No, AI is not designed to replace you. It's really designed to support you. But if you don't understand that context, then you're not going to be getting the results from the AI in a very productive manner. So those who know how to use it correctly, use it as a tool that it's designed to be used for, are going to have massive success.
Yes, sir. I think you said it very well. It is here to support you, and you need to spend some time. If you haven't in the last few years been really thinking about it, if you don't dive in, the technology will leave you behind, and so we want to make sure that doesn't happen. And Jerry, before I dive into this week's topic, I want to kind of lay the foundation. The reason why this is important and why you need to look at it as because if you're doing business on the internet, most people already know that they say content is king, and you need to be producing content so that people can find you, because the alternative way to get found on the internet is quite expensive when you're dealing with ads. So content is a way for the right people to find you if you create content. So the challenge now is we all have AI. And so if you weren't creating content before, and the speed in which someone can create content, if you want to keep up and have a chance to be found, you need to start pumping it out a lot faster and a lot more. So with that, I'm going to make a very special announcement. And this is something you don't even know. This is exclusive. You're about to find out, Jerry, right now. I am going to launch a new show. I'm going to launch the Ask Greg Russell show, and I'm going to share with you part of how I'm going to do that in today's episode. So stay tuned for a new show coming out with your boy. It's going to be the Ask Greg Russell show. With that's the reason why, because you need to be able to put out content, and video content is easier and faster than ever to create before. Now that we have these phones in our pockets and you have AI, you can create video at the speed of light. And I'm going to show you how to do that today. So, Jerry, I found something called Poppy AI. And this platform, this AI platform, allows you to do some things that some of the others don't. Now, there's lots of plethora of AI tools out there. You may have your favorite. I know for the last year or so, I started, pecking away at ChatGPT, and I kind of got good at it. I created some of my own custom GPTs, and it now knows me, my product, and my service, right? And so when I'm looking at an AI tool, I'm usually thinking I don't want to have to go through the time it takes to get it all the information that it needs to be able to produce content in my voice, know my company, know my products, know how I'm trying to market, etc. Because for anyone who's worked with it for an extensive period of time, they know it takes time to, learn. It takes time for you to learn it, and it takes time for it to learn you. However, this one will dramatically speed that up. So I'm going to share with you Poppy AI. First, let's go and look at the sales page. I'll tell you what it is, and then I'll show it to you. And I think you will be blown away as I was. So Jerry, let me know if you see the screen.
Yeah, we're good.
All right, cool. So we have Poppy AI here, and it is a very long sales page. Like, it has lots of videos. It is mostly testimonials, and we're just going to drop down here to the features. So this is talking about you plus Poppy AI equals unlimited, and it's not really unlimited, but I'll explain that later on when we get into it. But basically, you can bring your YouTube videos in there. Now, unlike Claude, ChatGPT, and DeepSeek, you could still get YouTube content in there, but you would typically have to transcribe the video. So there's plugins and things out there to let you do it. But with this one, you can just grab the URL, plug it in there, and so there's no transcribing of the video. That saves so much time, which is one of the reasons why I looked at this. But you can also add PDFs. You can add voice notes. So you don't have to have an extra service or an extra extension for you to record your own voice in there. It's built into the platform. You just hit record and you can say whatever you need to say, whether it's for a prompt or for them just to get to know how you talk, your likeness. Images, it also has mind maps, and it has a Notion-like editor, okay? So I'm going to share like a minute of this 2-minute video here. And so you can hear from someone else, because I thought when I heard this, it made sense for me. So if you're looking to create content for yourself and or you create content for clients, this is something you definitely have to check out. So I'm gonna play this, and then Jerry will dive into it and see if you have any questions before we go any further. All right, we're not getting the audio to come through. So give me 1 second, see if I can fix that.
AI tool to use. I want to tell you that Poppy is the only one that you need. I've used Chat, I've used Claude, I actually love Claude. They brought so much functionality to the table, but Poppy has blown all of their functionality out of the water. I'm a one-man marketing team, and I've basically created a marketing department under me because I'm able to create a workflow with Poppy that I can't on the others. And what that is bringing in all of my mediums, all of my channels. So that means social, that means website, that means static assets that are paid assets that are out there in the world for everybody to see. That's messaging, that's documents, that's frameworks. And I can tie it all into the chatbot, which, by the way, uses both Claude and Chat. So you're getting both of the values in that single chat. And I'm able to be the strategist in the situation. So I can ask it the hard questions that I may not have the answer to, but I want somebody to springboard off of. I want somebody to whiteboard off of. And I'm able to develop my strategies for all of my communications, for all of marketing, to enable sales, to be able to talk to our end user, to be able to draft things that are on brand, on tone, all within Poppy. It is, it doesn't matter which function you're in. If you're in...
So listen, man, it is really powerful. So I'm about to jump in and share it with you. But before I do, Jerry, I know you are usually the voice of reason and the voice of most of our followers. So do you have any questions about what you've heard and what you've seen so far before I dive in?
No, man, keep going.
Okay, cool. So we're going to dive in here. I'm going to take you right into the board here. And then we're going to go into these. So when you can create a board, you can create one from scratch. So I'm going to show you one built out a little bit first, and then I'll show you what it looks like from scratch. So we're going to go into this. I'm just playing with this and testing it, and I'm going to show you how it works. So it is like a Jerry, what's that? Like it's a whiteboard, like it's what's the board you use at mind map? It's like a mind map, like you can zoom in, zoom out. So I'm going to zoom in here, and basically the first thing I did was create a folder. So you can hit a folder right here, and you can create a folder. And I called this one tone-gr, and I dropped in several of my YouTube videos where it was just me on there talking and teaching and just being my normal educational self. And so I dropped that in there, and I called it tone. And basically from there you can connect all these groups or individual things to the chat window. And so the first thing I asked it, give me 1 second, if I click on it, boom, then it'll let me scroll. The first thing I asked it was, what was my tone? So Jerry, check this out. From these videos, it was like, you have a professional yet conversational. You communicate in a friendly, approachable manner while maintaining professionalism. Your tone is instructional and helpful, enthusiastic, encouraging, warm, and personable, right? So it has my tone right here. It tells me my communication style. It says, use direct address like you guys, thank you for joining, right? So it's telling me all the things that I do from basically grabbing the videos right there. So the reason why this is important is because now later on in the chat, you can say, use the tone-gr, and it'll use this communication style in anything that it produces. So now, Jerry, think about this. If you're doing this for yourself or for a client, you can create a client folder, put their stuff in there, and now it can create things in their tone. I know one of the major things that a lot of people complain about when it comes to ChatGPT is that it doesn't sound like them, or it doesn't sound on brand. Well, with this one, if you just add your own YouTube videos, you can. And if you don't even have YouTube videos, you can basically click this and it'll start recording. So let's see if we can do it now. Yes, it's recording my voice right now as we are live on Technology Tuesday on our show, and it's recording my voice. So it's recording my tone, how I speak, everything else. And so then I believe I can hit stop somehow. Oh, I clicked on something else. Oh, here it is. Boom. So now this is transcribing that. And so now I have this of me just talking what I just did. And then I can drop it in this box as well. And so now it's in there with the rest of them, or I could leave it standalone. So that's the first thing, Jerry, is it can get your tone, which is important of how you talk. The next thing you can do is now you can give it examples of things that you want it to create content around based on what you feed it. So I created a ideal customer profile. I created that as a PDF, and I dropped it in here, and I dropped in my website, the 7-Figure Pass Masterclass. So now it knows my ideal customer profile, it knows what I'm marketing and promoting, and it knows my tone. So now it can create content based on how I talk and understands my products and service and who I'm going after. Okay, so you can create those things, and then now, depending on what you want to create, you can give it all sorts of other stuff. So in this particular example, Jerry, I gave it titles and examples of a couple of YouTube channels that I like their titles. So if I'm going to start now to ask this to create titles or give me examples of titles, I can do that, and it'll look at these and give me examples of titles for my YouTube videos based on my ideal customer profile and what I'm trying to market. So then you can just take this and connect it to the chat as well. So this cool thing, Jerry, is that you can create these different maps and connect it to the chatbot, and the chatbot can bring it in, and you can also just add like instructions, right? So this one is, you are an expert content strategist when it comes up with ideas, writing scripts for the user. That would be me. I'm the user. When the user asks to generate ideas, generate titles, and align with ICPs, right? So this is align it with my ideal customer profile. Always use title examples, right? So it's going to use the title examples from here with my profile. So you can give it like simple instructions, and then when you come here and write, it will produce some really, really cool content for you. The cool thing about this is you can you can create others, disconnect this, create another one, connect it, and ask it a question based on that, and get a whole different output. Super, super fast, super, super effective. In addition to that, you can also change it from, oh, sorry about that, guys. You can change it from Claude to ChatGPT 4 Mini or 4.0 Mini, depending on what you want. Some people feel that Claude writes better. Some people feel that ChatGPT does better research, but you're not connected to either one of them. You can just choose the one you want for the question you're about to ask. And if you don't want to type the question, you can also hit the microphone and just talk to it just like you would if you had a third-party app installed. So this is how you can use Poppy to create really quickly and dynamically content that has your tone and the examples you want for your content for specific use cases. So in this particular case, these examples were for creating, oh, I went the wrong way. Boom. These were for specifically starting to create ideas for YouTube. And so this is one example of how you can use it. So I don't want to go too much further. I want to give you a chance to grasp it and digest it and tell me what questions you have as you're looking at it and your thoughts.
I'm good. Like for me, I have an advantage, I believe, over the average user because I did do some research on the software, the application before today's show. So I think what a lot of people, the main things to walk away from is understanding that you have a simple way to train it to pick up your voice. So if you have content that you've already created, video content, and you feed it, so one of the examples I saw was you feed it some of your best producing videos, like ones that have really gotten a lot of traction, and it will pick that up. It'll pick up your cadence. I mean, it'll pick up your style. It'll pick up, what words that you like to use. I mean, some of us when we speak, there are certain words that we use. May not even be aware of it that match up to our style. So it's gonna script it that way for you. But then you can also, when it comes to creating like the headlines or other things of that nature, you can model people that you like. So you can feed it the information, and I think the best way for people to get it is, um, it's like it's filtered. So like when you're dealing with like ChatGPT or Claude or some of those others, uh, it's not giving you the pure version of the content that you want because it's trying to dissect for you versus now what this does is say, hey, we're going to give you like to cut out all the other stuff that's the noise and give you stuff that's really focused in on the things that you told me that you wanted versus like, hey, I'm thinking this might help you, this might help you, this might help you, and you're like, nah, I didn't want any of that stuff.
Yeah.
What Poppy's going to give you based on like the full context of what you decided is important to you.
The other thing that I really liked about it, man, was the learning curve for it was relatively very, very short. It's like, and just showing it to you now, you understood, oh, if I upload my videos, then it's going to grab my cadence and my tone. Got it. So the learning curve for how to use it is very small. You basically get some ideas about how to ask the certain questions based on stuff, and then your mind will start to pick up. Oh, well, what if I do this? For example, we shared with you using your own videos to write content in your own tone. But you don't have to add your videos. You can add someone else's videos and write in their tone. If there's a if there's a marketer or a copywriter or a influencer that you like, you can throw their stuff in there and use their tone, right? And it's all legal because anything you put on YouTube is kind of fair game, right? So if somebody puts it up there, it's their content, and they own the rights to it, but it's YouTube has the ability to say, hey, we can share this wherever. And if they're willing to share it wherever, then AI can use it, right, for whatever it wants to use it for. So long story short, you can definitely do that. I want to share with you guys another use case, Jerry, that's outside of the video space. And I want to hit like two quick angles, because number one, it's like I want to share with you how you can use this if you are going to create things for other people to use on your behalf, right? So think of this as you can create a custom chat GPT, right? And then either sell it or give it away, or you can do the same thing with this, but this is, since it's a mind map, it works a little bit differently. So I'm going to jump into this one. Let me know if you got it. I believe you do. Yes. Okay.
Yep, we see it.
So we're a little zoomed out. But this one is called Second Brain, right? And so the first thing, if you notice, I'm going to zoom in here, is like if you gave this to someone, you could be like, hey, what is it? Have a little video that explains it, how to use it. And so when you give this to someone, or you can clone it to their account. Now they have everything they need. You can set it up for them. And so they don't even have to program it or prompt it if you set it up for them. So I really like how, you can do this for people. Like, listen, if you join my course, if you join my membership, mastermind, whatever have you, this could be another asset that gives it more valuable for them to join, or it could be a free bonus. Okay. So basically this one just shows you how to use it. And then you can also link, like this links over to a blog post, which goes into a little bit further details how to use it. So these things at the top, this is just how to use it. So now we're going to go in, and without you really grasping how to use it, I'll tell you. What it does is it connects these two blocks to the chat, right? And so when you get to the chat, you're basically just going to tell it to run, run step 5 or run whatever it is. And so basically you put your ideas in the vault, whether that's video, documents, links, IG reels, whatever, or someone else's things. Like if you like a certain content creators recipes, and they're always creating cool recipes, you can drop all the recipes in here. And then it will organize, categorize it, and show you the workflow. Like here's the prompt right here. So it will analyze the items, it'll apply the workflow, it will create implementation to-do list, right? And so if you want to get something done, this is one where you just drop your ideas in the brain and then tell it to run, and it will organize it and put it in a step-by-step fashion for you to do. So this is something that's cool. Again, you can create these, give them to your clients so that they can just take it and run it, like this one. I love this one because this is like this one here is a 30-second video. This is a 1-minute video. And then now you know how to use it. You can come in here and just run it. I haven't seen anything like this. And this is just one simple example of how you can use it outside of like for creating YouTube content. This is another way you can use it. So I'm really excited about that. So listen, if you guys are interested in this, then you can grab it at gregurl.com/poppy. And you can grab it and get it up and running. And while we're on that, I'm gonna talk about the price. The price is it's just under $300 a year, and basically that is the same price that you would pay for ChatGPT Pro and Claude, right? One's $20 a month, the other one's $25, something like that. So it would be the same $300 you'd spend for both. You'd get all of them in there, and you don't get the ability to use them both at the same time with each other. So I think that this will save you massive amounts of time when it comes to creating your content and using AI in a much more friendly manner that can speak in your own voice or your client's voice if you want it to. So, Jerry, one more thing I will talk about is that the price, it said unlimited on their page, but it is not completely unlimited. So let me make sure you guys are aware of this, what we're looking at here. So you'll see up here, you get 2,000 credits per month, and you can get more if you want. And depending on the stuff you add to it. So let me go back to mine, right? Depending on like the videos you add, like these videos were probably over like an hour and a half. The more videos and content and PDFs you load, the more credits it'll use. A lot of times if you don't have it using certain content, like using certain things, it won't use that much credit. With that, you can use this very, very smart, Jerry. So check this out. When this asked us to create this tone up here, it gave us the tone, right? So we can now just copy this and then just, you know, put it in a text. Let me just do it right quick so you guys can see it. All right, so I'm gonna copy all this because this is my tone. Copy it, I'm gonna hit text, put over here, I'm gonna double here, I'll paste it in there. So this is my tone. So now that it knows the tone, I don't have to, right? I don't have to have it go through the video every time. Now that I know the tone, I can just use this. And this one will use a lot less credits than actually running it through the video every single time. So long story short, I ran this and I only used 36 credits. I'll zoom in so you guys can see it a little better. I asked for my tone. I asked for what was in the knowledge base. It gave me an example of all the stuff. And then I asked it to generate 5 ideas for my next YouTube videos. And it came up with these 5 ideas. And then I said script it out, and so it gave me a whole script for the YouTube video, the whole script, right? And I could just do it, right? And so I have the script for the YouTube video, and it only cost me 36 credits. So every time you run it, it'll show you how many credits you use, and you can always buy more if you need to. But 2,000 credits is a lot for what you use, especially if you're not running a whole lot of video through it, because it only needs a few videos to grab your tone, and you don't need to run it every single time. So it's very, very affordable. And again, you get those every month, and you can upgrade to a higher plan if you want. So it's not totally unlimited, but you get enough for the average person like myself who would use it every single day to have enough credits to create what I would need. Cool. So, man, that's dope. Again, it is gregurl.com/Poppy if you want to grab that joint.
Awesome, man.
Jerry,
I think that's it gets people. I believe it's a strategic advantage with a lot of folks.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Because you can throw all your competitors. Like you can go grab the best. You can go grab Mr. Beast's video, and then have it be in your tone based on the things you want to talk about, and get something similar. Now, I want to push the envelope, Jerry. So we got the video content, and you got what to say. But if you know anything about YouTube, that thumbnail is critical, important. So check this out. I got a way for you to create a thumbnail by copying the best thumbnails out there and using AI to do so. So check this out. I want to share with you something called Tubenizer, right? Tubenizer. So check this out. I was in here and I grabbed this one, and you throw it in here. How this works, Jerry, is you just put the URL at the top, and it will go grab the thumbnail and it will analyze it for you. Once it analyzes it, Jerry, it will give you the prompt, and you hit this little copy over here, and you copy the prompt, and you just paste it in there, and you select whatever size you want.
Are you showing it? Like you're showing it on the screen?
Something happened. Oh, something happened. My bad. We're gonna go back to the beginning. Boom. You got it now?
Yep.
Sorry about that. So this one is Tubenizer. And how it works is you go to YouTube, you find any of the thumbnails you like, right, that are engaging, that stand out, and you just grab the URL for that video and you drop it in Tubenizer. You just drop it in there. Boom. And it will analyze the video and it'll grab the thumbnail for you. Okay. Once it grabs a thumbnail, it'll give you the prompt that used to create this video, and you can just copy this prompt. Just hit the little copy button, and then you go paste it right here, and you select which size you want it to do, and then you hit generate. And what it's going to do, Jerry, is it's going to go generate a similar thumbnail for you on your behalf. Okay, so it takes about a minute to do. And it will drop some similar ones, right? So here are some similar ones right here, right? So check this out. You can now download this. This is all for free. Doesn't cost you anything to use. And so now you can use Tubenizer, okay? So now you have one that you can use. And if you're familiar with Canva, the Canva Pro allows you to drag, to copy, like to grab things and move them out. So you can move the guy out and then add your own image in there as well. So I've done this, and I'll show you what one looks like. We generated it last time. I'll show you exactly what this looks like. All right, here we go. Right. So what do you think? It just took me a few minutes in Canva, and now I have a video, and this will compare it. This is comparing like how similar is it, right? And so I got a 6 out of 10, but I think that's a really good job for being able to just copy someone else's thumbnail idea using AI to come up with a similar idea. So that is how you can get a really good thumbnail without having to pay a designer, or to spend hours creating one, or to spend an hour in Canva starting from scratch. You can just use this tool that is Tubenizer. Boom. And you can grab that for free at gregurl.com/Tubenizer.
Awesome, man. That's
I
good.
know you like that. I was like, man, this is crazy. So now we can get the best videos, scripts out there created. We can get the thumbnail. And I got one more that I'm going to share. Is that cool? We got time?
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
You got time. All right, cool. So the last one I'm going to share, something that I've talked about before. This is not necessarily a new resource that I'm personally talked about, but some of you guys may not be familiar with it. So I'm going to share with you something called Big View. Okay, so Big View has been an AppSumo deal several times. I don't think it's there now, but you can keep an eye on it. But you want to, one of the features, Jerry, one of the features that I really, really like is this one right here, this AI contact fix. So when you have this script that we got from Poppy and you're reading it, you can read it with your eyes going back and forth like you do when you read. And if you upload that video into Big View, it will use AI to fix it so that you're not looking like you're reading as you're reading. It has a teleprompter. It works on the desktop and your mobile phone, so you can create the content however, whichever way you're most comfortable, and you can just read it with enthusiasm. That's the key. Read it with enthusiasm, and then throw it in Big View to take out the eye movement so it looks like you're looking directly at the screen. So, man, listen, I've covered it all. I've showed you how to go grab the the content from Copy AI to speak in your tone and to be able to create almost any type of video you want based on your own content or someone else's content and get a powerful YouTube script. I showed you how to get a powerful thumbnail with Tubenizer based on some of the most popular powerful thumbnails out there, the ones that you just like, the ones that gravitate attention, and where you can make one very similar using AI. And then I show you how to read that on camera without looking like you're reading using Big View. So that is how you can create YouTube videos with AI at the speed of light with these AI tools. And if at the moment I got a question I'll read in a second. At the moment, if the Poppy is just a little outside your budget, at the moment, there is something called Subscriber, which is on AppSumo, which I did talk about several times. It also uses AI to help give you some scripts, and you can get started for $62, but I think the best deal actually starts at tier 2 for Subscriber at $119, unless you're on the AppSumo Plus Pro plan, and then it drops down to 107 because you get a little bit discount. And the reason why I say that is because you don't get script writing credits, right? And it's only going to do but a few generations. So I think the best deal for Subscriber starts at tier 2. If you're going to invest in Poppy, you really don't need this one. But if Poppy's outside your budget and you can squeeze a little bit, then this one will help you get that script as well. And so those are all the resources. It says, how long
Awesome,
does
man.
the question I got a question. Let me see if we can get it up there. Yeah, how long does your videos have to be to create your tone? They don't have to be that long. I would say, 5 minutes, 10 minutes at the most. The more you give it, the more it can grasp different things about your tone. So 2 to 3 videos will work. I put 4 just because I was testing it out. And all 4 of those videos would have added up to a little over an hour. But you do not have to add that much for it to grasp the basics of your tone. If you have videos, then you can just throw them up there. If not, you can just record yourself talking for about 5 minutes. Have yourself, a topic that you, or your soapbox that you could talk for a while that you're passionate about, and just record and just say, hey, this is about such and such, and start talking about it, and talk for a few minutes. Now, most I'm not Jerry. I'm not trying to get in trouble here. Most women talk naturally more than men, so a lot of times it's easier for them to just hit that record and go for. They say, "I'm gonna go for 5 minutes," and it's 15 minutes later. They just getting started. So with that said, you just hit record. Just record yourself for at least 5-10 minutes, and you should be good. Cool. Jerry, any questions, sir?
So we'll just I'm just gonna say whatever comments or statements were made are solely Greg Russell's and Greg Russell's only. They do not
You gonna throw me under the bus?
associated with Jerry Franklin Poe Jr.
You gonna throw me under the bus? Oh man.
Hey man, I'm not getting canceled.
Oh man, listen, it's a scientific fact. That's just natural. They just do, and it's a blessing. And sometimes I wish I could.
Whatever you say, Greg. Whatever you say. Whatever you say.
That way sometimes. It's all good, man. It's all love. Cool. All right, man. Well, listen, I hope you guys are excited as I am about these tools, because if YouTube is something that's in your future, and it should be, or even making your YouTube better, these tools can definitely help, because more people are searching for how to do things on YouTube than ever before. And I don't see that trend changing. And I see more people getting involved in the YouTube program where they're getting paid, they're getting monetized for their YouTube channels. So these are some tools that can really help you with doing that. So with that, Jerry, I want to thank you for being here for another episode of Technology Tuesday. And if you guys make sure to join the group at technologytuesday.com. Tune in every Tuesday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. With that, I want to thank you guys. And Jerry, anything else before we call it a week?
No, good man. To see him next week.
Take care, guys.